Hello, good evening. Hope you're doing okay. It's another weekend, so gonna try and see if I can fit in any videos. Um, so I decided that one of the areas that my players are going to end up visiting eventually, I would like to have some characters that they would eventually interact with that I have actually played solo campaign with. Because I'm having trouble with the way everybody's schedules these days are just so crazy. Sometimes we have a week where we don't play together, um, either with the Stars Without Number or with the D&D campaign. So anytime that we don't play with one of our games, my plan is going to be that I actually play a solo campaign. So I have a concept, and it's going to be relatively simple to start out with, and it's entirely possible that these two characters that I'm going to create end up dead pretty quick, but that's okay. I'm wanting to try and see if we can generate a decent and interesting backstory for them. So the first things first, we're going to roll some attributes for each of these characters. And we're going to do like the recommended on Stars Without Number rule set. So that's going to be that each attribute you roll a 3d6, and that is your attribute score. And you assign them in order. So yeah, let's. I'm going to pull up roll 20 here, and we're going to see what we got. So the first character's name is Hannibal, and let's see what we got here. So 3d6. This is for strength, I believe. All right, so we've got 11. Where's our? There it is. Okay, 11. Not bad. Next, Constitution. That's weird. It almost looks like it's kind of leaning, but that looks like a 10. Looks like a 10. Yep. So sorry, that's Dex. Dex. 10 Dex. Next is Constitution. Oh, looks like it rolled again already. 11 Constitution. Fair enough. That works for me. Excuse me. 11 again on Int. Looks like Hannibal is going to end up being a pretty all-around character here. 8, 10 again. And now Charisma. 7 and a 10. Okay, so not bad for our good friend Hannibal. According to Stars Without Number rules, there are no modifiers on these, so that's fair enough. Okay, so now we're going to go to Masenko. Oops. All right. Masenko for strength. Looks like an 8. Uh, 13 on dexterity. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Constitution. Here we go. 11, 13 on Constitution. Very impressive. Intellect. 14. Nice. 14 intellect. 13 on wisdom. and charisma a 10. Wow. So killer rolls on Masenko. Absolutely awesome. Okay, so according to the rule book, the next step is you want to mark down your attribute modifiers. So I don't have anything in the 14s, and I don't have any 14 or above, and I don't have anything 7 or below on either of these characters. So in each case, the attribute modifier is 0. So I'm just gonna just go down through here and mark them up. Okay. Picking a background. So we'll start with Hannibal. Um, Hannibal is kind of an all-around okay, and I'll speak a little bit about what these characters, sort of what their background or what their storyline background is going to be. And excuse me, um, I'm thinking that Hannibal is actually going to be a warrior type of a character, some sort of a fighter type character. So let's uh, let's see. I'm going to pull up the list of backgrounds, and I'm going to pull them over here into the window. So according to the rules, we've got barbarian, clergy, courtesan, criminal, dilettante. Uh, I have no idea what that is. Entertainer, merchant, noble, official, peasant, physician, pilot, politician, scholar, soldier, spacer, technician, thug, vagabond, worker. So I don't really know what kind of a background I really want to make for this character just yet, since it's kind of I'm making it up on the fly. I'm thinking that I may actually just go ahead and roll a d20 to see what we can do here with him. So we're gonna kind of random it. Okay, a 12. He's a pilot, apparently, uh, which isn't going to work at all with the setting that I'm wanting to use him in. So let's try something different. 7, a merchant. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We can work with that. All right, so his background is a merchant. All right, let's take a look down here. I'm going to pull it over. So, a merchant. Your hero is or was a trader. So, in this case, we're going to make Hannibal a trader, and uh, just as a kind of a heads up, these two characters are part of a noble family that is living on a essentially a horrific, nightmarish planet. This planet was originally designed to be a prison planet, and it's completely inhospitable except for the biodomes that were built around the prisons. So after the Scream, at least in my game, after the Scream, these biodomes uh, became their own essentially little worlds, because each biodome is connected by a tube to the other biodomes, and these tubes are hundreds of miles long sometimes. And so the biodomes themselves are spaced out, and the intent is that if ever there was uh, a prison break within one of the prisons, you can isolate one of the prisons away from the others. That was the original plan, however, and the Scream kind of put all that on hiatus. So these two young men are coming of age, and their father is uh, getting a little bit too old for his station, which is he is essentially the chief of one of these biodomes. And this, of course, is thousands of years after the Scream. So societies within these biodomes have had plenty of time to develop themselves. Um, each biodome doesn't necessarily know all the other biodomes. I think it is a fair assessment to say that some biodomes trade between one another, And so that's where this merchant background actually does kind of make sense for Hannibal. So what the solo campaign I'm going to be playing in is it's essentially going to be a campaign to see which of the two sons is going to succeed their father on the as the chieftain of this particular biodome. So yeah, so we're looking at the free skill that the merchant gets is trade. So we're going to give trade a 0, and let's see. We are going to. I like to roll for some of these. I like the idea of us rolling for generating these characters. So okay, 2 is a +2 on a mental stat. So let's see. Let's take a look at our friend Hannibal here. Attributes. Let's see. So either wisdom or charisma, I think, are considered mental. If I remember right. No, sorry. All 3 of these, I believe, are considered mental stats. And it said it's a +2, I think. Is that right? I rolled a +2. Okay, +2 on any mental. Let's do, yeah, I guess we'll try and see if we can get intellect on up. So we'll do 13 on intellect. And now on the learning side, we're going to roll a d8. So a d8. And 5. So what is 5? 5 is no. So that is a skill that we're going to. So already you can see that Hannibal is starting to look like more of an intelligent type of person within this clan. All right, so now we're going to go to Masenko, and we're going to see what his background is going to be like. Masenko definitely has a lot better stats already. So once more, we're going to roll a d20. And a 19. Let's take a gander here. Vagabond. Okay. Well, does that fit with this setting? Probably not. So I'm going to try, and I can't easily think of one. Maybe you guys can, but since I'm kind of doing this on the fly, I'm just going to re-roll, and we're going to get a 5. We'll get a 5, which is a dilettante with money if not purpose. Okay. Well, again, I'm not really a huge fan of that word because I don't really know what it means. 15. Soldier. Okay, this one definitely fits pretty good with Masenko. So we're going to switch over to find the soldier here. We're going to scroll down. All right, any combat? So in this setting, I would say that there probably aren't many guns on this planet. So probably a shooting skill would not be something that Masenko would develop. However, I think that maybe a stab skill would be one that they probably would develop. So let's take a look here at something. Sorry, I'm trying to see. I want to see how long this video is already going. Okay, I've got it going a little bit too long already. I need to hurry. All right, so Masenko probably going to be a stab skill here. So stab, fair enough. Yeah, let's just stab. Let's not go too crazy here. Okay, so now we're going to roll a d6 for their growth skill. Okay, a 4, which is +2 to physical. That's great. Let's see here. I just remembered that his strength is complete and utter crap. So instead, let's do shoot. How about it? I'm thinking instead of maybe his shoot skill is going to be based off of his abilities with a bow and his nimbleness. So we're going to try that with Masenko. Okay, and so I'm getting a +2 physical. So +2 physical skill. So I don't know that the rules specifically say whether or not you can put these in any particular one. And it's in, let's see. When your character is allowed to pick or roll a skill, you learn it at level 0. If some mechanic or skill choice allows you to blah 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 blah. Sometimes you're allowed to pick any skill, blah blah blah. Rolls on the earth that improve your basic attributes can boost them up to a maximum of 18. A bonus that applies to any stat can be applied to any attribute. If the roll says to add the bonus to physical attributes, you can add them to either strength, dex, or constitution. If the roll says to add a bonus to your mental attributes, if the bonus is +2, you may split the points between 2 different attributes. Oh, sweet. Okay, so that is very useful for our good friend Masenko. So that means that oh, we do have a 14 modifier on that intellect. I didn't catch that before. Let's take a look back. Attributes, let's verify. 14 is a +1. That's awesome. So now that I also have these 2 other attributes now that I can spend, I'm going to spend them on Dex and Constitution. So full disclosure, my intent was that Hannibal would be the older brother in this case, and that Masenko would be the younger brother. So within this society, the ruler of the clan, or the one that inherits the rule, if there are multiple children, is the one that is able to survive a certain, I guess, task or quest. And so that's kind of what these 2 guys are going to end up going through. Okay, we've got our background picked, and that was pretty interesting. We had some. Masenko is already turning out to be a super strong, maybe archer of some sort, soldier type thing here. While Hannibal is apparently going to end up being a very knowledgeable. So very, very different characters that are gonna. I think that'll make it pretty interesting. It's gonna add some depth to the playthrough here. All right, so whether you want to roll for additional skills or pick them. If you pick the skills, well, we rolled for them, so that's fun. We're going to choose our class. Choosing a class, huh? Well, now here's the part that's always the most difficult for me. Okay, let's scroll down here. Let's take a look at the classes. All right, so in Stars Without Number, there's essentially 3. There's essentially 3 classes: the expert, the psychic, and the warrior. There is an adventurer, but the adventurer in general is like a mixture of the 2. So what I think that I'm going to do is, I think, based off of how these characters are generating, I'm thinking that we may make Hannibal an expert, and we may make Masenko a warrior. Let's see. There's also, if you buy the non-free one, I believe that there are some other classes as well, but we're not going to look at that. I personally am not super interested in that kind of stuff, so we're going to go with character classes that are the standard 4. And I think it's obvious Masenko's a warrior, and let's see how Hannibal plays out whenever he's an expert. All right, so we're going to start with Hannibal. Your hero is exceptionally good at a useful skill. Doctors, cat burglars, starship pilots, grifters, technicians, etc., etc. So the expert is going to basically, for him, he's already got a background in trading. So let's think through this. Every expert PC has certain special abilities. You gain a free level in a non-combat focus related to your background. So we're thinking about trade here. Most concepts will take specialists in their main skill, though diplomat, starfarer, healer, or some other focus might suit better. All right. You may not take a combat-oriented focus with this perk. In case of uncertainty, the GM decides whether or not a focus is permitted. So you get a free level in a non-combat focus related to your background. All right. Well, let's take a look at the focuses. Choosing a focus, the focus list. All right. So there's a lot of focuses. Alert, armsman, assassin, authority, close combatant, connected, diehard, diplomat, gunslinger, hacker, healer, hinge-keeper, ironhide, psychic training, savage fray, shocking assault, sniper specialist, star captain, starfarer. Those last two really aren't going to be very useful in this campaign that I'm going to be doing solo. Tinker, unarmed combatant, unique gift, wanderer, or wild psychic talent. So, yeah, there's not really any super one that I can think of immediately for our good friend, the tradesman. Although it seems as if diplomat probably would be something that Hannibal would be interested in. So let's take a look at diplomat. So you know how to get your way into personal negotiations and can manipulate the attitudes of those around you. Even so, while smooth words are versatile, they'll only work if your interlocutor is actually willing to listen to you. All right, so I don't know that I actually put a background soldier for our good friend Masenko. Okay, good. Very good. Oh, I don't know that I actually rolled. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Let me go back. This is terrible. If you're watching, you're probably completely confused about what the heck I'm doing. And sometimes I am as well. But that's okay. Because I did not do my learning skill with Masenko. So each character gets their free skill, they get one growth skill, and they get one learning skill. So let's roll a d8 to see what kind of skill that our good friend Masenko is going to have. 8, sweet. Let's see what 8 is going to be. Survive. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a good one for him. Definitely, Masenko is going to turn out to be a very stout warrior, I can tell. All right, so let's switch back over to Hannibal. So we're going to go with diplomat. So foci, we're going to say diplomat. And we have a level 1. And so what does that mean? Let's take a look. Go back over to our foci, focus list. All right, level 1, gain talk as a bonus skill. So we're going to go ahead and bring back up Hannibal. And so he gets a level 0 in talk. Sweet. That is very, very useful. You speak all the languages common to the sector and can learn new ones to a workable level in a week, becoming fluent in a month. Reroll ones on any skill check dice related to negotiation or diplomacy. Sweet. That seems really super good in situations where you're having to negotiate your way through a situation. So very cool. So reroll ones on any skill check dice related to negotiation or diplomacy. I'm going to just make a note of that. Alrighty, cool. Okay, so let's go back to our class, the expert. All right. Once per scene, you can reroll a failed skill check, taking the new roll if it's better. All right, so that's very useful. So expert, we are once per scene, reroll a failed skill check, Okay. There's probably a better place to put these. Let's see. Notes to remember, noteworthy, blah, 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 blah. Don't really see a good. We'll keep them right there for now, just since it's associated with expert. Okay, and when you advance an experience level, you gain a bonus skill point that you can spend on any non-combat, non-psychic skill. You can save this point to spend later if you wish. So let's see if oh, it's not going to really let me. We'll add another note. That should be our good friend Hannibal. Hit points and attack bonus. To get your starting maximum hit points, roll a d6 and add your constitution modifier to a maximum of 1 hit point. Sorry, a minimum of 1 hit point. Your attack bonus is equal to half your character level rounded down, so 0 at first level. So our base attack bonus is 0 at first level for Hannibal, and we are going to roll our. Let's see. Let's double check our. He has no modifier on his constitution, so that means that this d6. Ooh, sweet. Man. Awesome. He definitely needs that. Alright, so hit point maximum is 6. Perfect. Alright, good. Awesome. Alright, so now let's switch over to our friend Masenko. So he is going to be a warrior. Every warrior PC has certain special abilities. You gain a free level in a combat-related focus associated with your background. The GM decides if a focus qualifies if it's an ambiguous case. So in this case, I'm thinking that he's some kind of archer. Without looking at the foci again, he's some sort of an archer. He's probably spent quite a bit of time, maybe on patrols, trying to protect the entry tubes into their biosphere. So yeah, I think that's kind of maybe the focus that I'm thinking of for him. So alert, armsman, assassin, authority, close combatant, connected, diehard, diplomat. Let's see. I don't see. Uh, he's not. We don't really have guns that much. Mm, maybe a sniper. Gain shoot as a bonus skill. Uh, let's see. When making a skill check for an execution attack or target shooting, roll 3d6 and drop the lowest die. Okay. It's interesting. Let's see. He can also be, comes with thrown weapons and melee attacks. Nah, I don't think he's going to be a melee guy because he's pretty weak. I kind of like the idea of an alert, maybe. That since he's an archer, he tries to be fully aware of his surroundings. I kind of like that. We also could maybe even go assassin. That could be an interesting one. We could also take the gunslinger and instead of a gunslinger, bowslinger. That might be an interesting change of pace. Actually, it says with the talent most commonly applies to slug throwers or energy weapons, it is also applicable to thrown bows or other ranged skills. So, gain shoot as a bonus skill. You can draw or holster a stowed ranged weapon as an on-turn action. You may add your shooting skill level to a ranged weapon's damage roll. Ooh, I mean that's pretty nice. Yeah, we might go with this. We might go gunslinger. I'm kind of torn between gunslinger or assassin, honestly, or alert. They're all really good. So alert says gain notice as a bonus skill. You cannot be surprised, nor can others use the execution attack option on you. When you roll initiative, roll twice and take the best result. So That's a really good one. The assassin one lets you kind of hide weapons on your person. You get a sneak skill. It's very useful as well. Let's go gunslinger. I haven't played around with gunslinger yet, so it says that you can gain shoot as a bonus skill. You can draw or holster a stowed ranged weapon. So the question that I have, it's not really entirely clear to me, is if you get an additional level, can you, like if you get for example, if I'm getting a shoot skill for Masenko, can it get to level 1 at level 1? So many foci give bonus skill level in a skill as part of their level 1 benefits. This bonus levels work like any other skill pick. They either give you the skill at level 0, raise an existing level 0 to skill to level 1, or let you pick any other non-psychic skill that's already at level 1. So that kind of reads like you can take it from 0 to 1. So we're going to take shoot from 0 to 1 from Masenko. Okay. Gain shoot as a bonus skill. You can draw or holster a stowed weapon as an on-turn action. So we're going to say, and he's a gunslinger. We're going to say bow slinger. Draw is one of his abilities, and you may add your shoot skill level to a ranged weapon's damage roll. So that's the ammo. We're going to say all right, +1 damage on your ranged. All right. And that will be our gunslinger for. All right. So that is our combat-focused related foci. Warriors are lucky in combat. Once per scene as an instant ability, you can either choose to negate a successful attack roll against you, or turn a missed attack. Wait, that's not where we want to do. We're going to do the class. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit out of. This is a warrior class, and our foci is bow slinger. Bow slinger. Quick draw, +1 damage range, and we are level 1. All right, so we're going to clear this out. Okay. Choose to negate a successful attack or turn a missed attack you made into a successful hit. You can use this ability for after the dice are rolled, but it cannot be used against environmental damage, effects without an attack roll, or hits on a vehicle you're occupying. Okay, so fair enough. So we'll say negate 1 attack or insta success. Okay, fair enough. You gain 2 extra maximum hit points at each character level. That's very useful. All right, so we're going to roll a 1d6 plus 2, and we're going to add our Constitution modifier, which is a 1. So 1d6 plus 3 is going to be our hit die roll. So we're going to say 1d6 plus 3. All right, so that puts us at a 6. So we're on even footing as far as health goes between the two brothers. All right. So let's come back up here. I'm just kind of reading through the summary of the character creation as we go. All right, so I've picked a class. We picked our foci. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing aliens. Now pick 1 non-psychic skill of your choice to reflect your hero's outside interest. And F2 is hero isn't well described. Or particular especially if you can pick one level of a focus of your choice. Characters with expert class or say the warrior can do the same in choosing one level of combat focus. Okay, so now it's saying now pick one non-psychic skill of your choice to reflect your hero's outside interests, natural talents, hobby expertise, or other personal focus. Okay, so with Hannibal, we are probably going to do, because since he is a trader and has had to travel the tubes before, he would probably have to be at least somewhat useful in combat. So we're going to say that, wait, actually it says non-combat, isn't it? Pick one non-psychic. So yeah, I'm thinking that he probably would need to have at least some combat ability, because this is a very dangerous place that he lives. All right. If you've chosen the psychic class, we have not, because psychics are not really allowed in this part of the game, this region, this planet, or at least within this biosphere that these folks are going to be playing in. Roll your maximum hit points. We already did that. Note down any base attack bonus you may have. Oh, I forgot to do the base attack bonus for the warrior, because it is different. So you get the additional hit points, which was useful. Your attack bonus is equal to your character level for Masenko. So your base attack bonus for Masenko is 1. All right, cool. There we go. All right, let's bring back up our list here. All right, so choose one of the equipment packages on page 25 or roll 2d6 times 100 to find out how many starting credits you have with which to buy gear. So I usually like to do, and my players also in the past have, oh, well, hang on, I'm going to have to pause this recording. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, that was work, and had to take it. Okay, where were we? Let's get back into it here. Excuse me. So, in general, for equipment packages, I prefer to actually pick one and not do the roll 2d6 times 100 and all that good stuff. That's just me personally. So let's go to the equipment packages. Take a look. So these are not going to be particularly. Let's see. We might do something maybe for Masenko, maybe to be a barbarian type, could be something similar, maybe. Honestly, there's not really any good ones for the kind of situation that we're in. I don't think. We may have to go this route where we purchase our gear. All right, let's do it. 2d6 times 100. So I would say that as the older brother, Hannibal probably, in theory, should get more. Maybe not. Let's just see how it goes. So 2d6. Oops. All right, so this is Hannibal's. All right, we got 4. So 400 for Hannibal. And 900 for Masenko. For me, that seems counterintuitive. That doesn't seem like it makes sense within the setting. So we're going to do 900 for Hannibal, and we're going to do 400 for Masenko. That to me just seems more fair. It seems like it makes more sense with the the way that this is all turning out. 1 second, I'm going to make a note. So we got 900 with Hannibal. I'm taking the notes here. And 400 with Masenko. Alrighty. So now we're going to take a look at I guess we need to go to equipment. Take a look down through here. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so they essentially live in a primitive time, or at least they have primitive weaponry. They probably would have metal swords, such as things like this. Because I mean, they would after the scream, they would have retained their knowledge, right? It's just that after 1,000 years, things like guns would run out of ammo. So I'm not sure how common the guns are going to be on this planet. So I'm thinking we go with I'm thinking that we go with maybe some kind of light primitive armor. So I'm thinking for our friend Masenko, he probably would have like some kind of hide armor. I'm thinking. So according to this, it's going to be -10. So we're going to say hide armor. I'm taking notes here. All right, we're going to say hide armor, and that is -10 on his total for money. Masenko. All right, we're going to say hide armor. All right, and according to the rules as written, hide armor has an armor class of around 13, right? So we're going to say hide armor, and AC is 13. Okay. Hannibal probably has about the same, honestly. I don't know that you would really have something different. He probably could afford maybe some half mail because he would be a little bit, I think more wealthy for sure. He is definitely more wealthy. So I'm thinking maybe he has like a cheap type of mail armor that would hang over his hide armor. So I'm thinking maybe his AC is about 14. So we'll say we'll create an armor called hide and chain mail, and we'll say that his armor is 14. The cost on that for him is going to be we'll probably say 50, honestly. Even though it's not as powerful as the other stuff listed here, I'm not really sure that they'd really have a lot of plate or, that sort of armor readily available, honestly. So we're gonna say just like a leather chainmail layered on top. Okay. Encumbrance for both of those is going to be 1. So let me make sure that I make that. Excuse me. Huh. Doesn't really give a good spot to say what your encumbrance is. So we're going to say max encumbrance equals your strength. So we're going to say hide and I'm thinking it's still 1 encumbrance, honestly. I think so. And hide armor. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. That's his armor. Their armor, ranged weapons. I'm thinking a primitive bow is going to be cost 15. So Masenko, we're looking at prim bow, another 15 off. Encumbrance is 2. And all right, so here we go. We're going to go to Masenko. The range was 50-75, if I remember right. Bring it back up. 50-75. Dexterity modifier, encumbrance 2. And let's see, I'll have to. So already we're actually getting kind of close to Masenko's max encumbrance. So not good. Excuse me. I would say that he probably has a like a knife. If I had to imagine, let me put the 1d6 down for the damage on that from Masenko. His base attack bonus is 1. Total attack bonus is going to be 2, actually. So I'm just going to say 1d6. All right. Let me see if there's any information for ammo. Those are uncommon weapons in the far future, though some Lost World or barbarians have nothing better. Some sophisticated conversion bows use special materials to convert the kinetic energy of the draw into a force field. Bows can be reloaded with a move action or faster if the gunslinger focus is applied. All right, so I'm thinking an encumbrance of 1. If we had ammo, I don't know if there's any rules. I haven't seen any rules, I don't think, for ammo. Let's see. Let's just, maybe I can do a quick, there's quite a few. Ammunition. I thought I remember seeing some ammunition, but I could be wrong. Ammo. Here's some ammo stuff. Doesn't really look like anything associated with the bow. We probably could take a look at Worlds Without Number rules, but I don't want to get too bogged down here. Most local gunsmiths can load ammo. So, excuse me. We're going to go with just this ammo as we see right now, which is, we're going to say 20 arrows cost you 10 credits. So Masenko now has arrows, and that's another 20 credits. And his encumbrance then is going to be a 1. I don't know what the 1 pound means. That's very odd for me, but it's okay. So we're going to say he's got 20. Encumbrance, I'm actually going to say the encumbrance isn't that critical. We could say something like a quiver, max 20 arrows. We might could say that something like that. Now we're going to say 1. Yeah, let's do encumbrance. We'll do it like that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so that is that, and now we're going to look at what kind of weapons in melee. So I'm thinking as he's probably going to have a small primitive weapon for melee. So just a dagger, probably. Maybe a serrated tooth knife or something that he had found, bone knife. Yeah, let's do like a serrated bone knife. All right, serrated bone knife. It's melee, right? He would definitely have just the one. Well, sorry. So he's got a +1 in shoot, so he's actually at 3 with his base attack bonus, and then he's actually 0 in melee. So he has base attack bonus 1. He has nothing in stab, so that means he gets a -1, so he just levels up to 0. So his serrated bone knife, it's going to do 1d4 is what we're going to do with it. Okay. And we're going to say that bone knife probably is going to cost him. It's saying a cost of 0. We're going to say it's a 10. We're going to say 1d4 plus 1 shock, AC 15 against AC 15. Fair enough. I think it's fair enough. Okay. That should be the basics for Masenko. Now let's look at Hannibal. So he's got his hide, chainmail. What kind of weapons would he use? I would assume he'd probably have a bow, but maybe not. He may actually would rather have like a spear. I'm thinking like a spear, so a medium primitive weapon, 1d6 plus 1. Let's do a 1d6 plus 1 spear. I'm thinking that he's a little bit more wealthy. He may actually have a metal spear. And I would say actually that it's a 1d6 plus 1 with reach. I'm going to say that it has reach. And so his total attack bonus is going to be 0 with it. Okay. And he's probably also going to have, probably a metal dagger. It's going to be a 1d4. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's see, do I want to give it shock? 2 points of shock, AC 13. We'll do 1S, AC 15. 1S, AC 13. Sorry, 2. On the metal spear. That should be fair. There's his weapons. Okay. And so we're going to, let me go back. Let's see, a spear is going to cost about 20. So minus 20 on the spear, minus 10 on the dagger. Let's see, let's get our encumbrance. -1, -1 on the encumbrance. So spear, 1 encumbrance, dagger, 1 encumbrance. I don't know that I actually got Masenko's encumbrance on that dagger. All right, so we're looking at 5 encumbrance already on our poor friend Masenko. He's feeling a bit weak. And let's see, hide chain. Okay, make sure that I'm not forgetting anything there. Okay. Let's see just to give us some idea. So we've got that stuff. We're going to say A backpack for sure. Definitely have a backpack. Let's see. I can't remember what the rules on a backpack are. Let's take a look. Take a look at the rules for encumbrance too. Okay, very small items do not need to count against encumbrance. Characters can burden themselves with more gear if they're willing to sacrifice some fleetness of foot. Up to 2 additional items can be carried ready, or 4 additional items stowed at the cost of becoming lightly encumbered. So that's some interesting stuff there to consider. Let's see. We need to find some general equipment. Here we go. Perfect. Let's see. I know that there's the backpack. So the cost. We're probably a TL0, so I'm thinking that the cost for a backpack is going to be -5 for these guys on their backpack. It says that it adds an encumbrance. I'm going to say it doesn't. I'm going to say that it doesn't. In fact, it kind of should make things easier to carry, but really the backpack for me is going to be more of an RP aspect, so that it makes sense that they're able to carry some of this stuff. Okay. Let's do. I'm going to go back to the equipment packages that some of these others are that it kind of offer by default. Some rope and some rations. I would say definitely we're going to do like 7-day rations for each of these guys. I don't know what the rules are yet on rations. But we'll have to see. Let's see if I can find it. Rations. Oh, there we go. There it was. 1 day encumbrance of 1. Dang, that sucks. I'm going to say, let's do 5 days of rations. Yes, let's do it like this. It gives you one. It gives you 1 encumbrance. Animal gets 1 encumbrance here from that 5 days ration. So what we'll do is every 5 days worth of rations that you have is another additional encumbrance, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. All right, so Hannibal is probably going to also have, I would say he would probably be relatively resourceful, so he probably would have some sort of rope or something like this, or trade goods, maybe. Let's see. Let's see what else they got on their list here. All right, we're going to say trade goods. Not trade goods, sorry. We're going to say rope. For me, encumbrance of rope is not going to be critical, so I'm just going to say that the encumbrance really doesn't add much to him there. It's something that he could tie around his waist. It's the same for both of these guys, really. I don't like the idea personally of rope adding encumbrance. Let's see. I think that should be a good start. They probably would have other survival tools. So, say survival tools, uh, like a flint and tinder, things like that. We're going to go ahead and give them each encumbrance on that. So right now we're looking at total encumbrance of 5 for Hannibal, and Masenko is looking really 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's looking like he's only going to be able to really carry one more thing. That sucks. But that is the life of being weak, I guess. Unlucky. All right. Okay. Let's see. That should be, and the rope. I didn't really set out how many meters or whatever, but we're going to say, yeah, we're going to say it costs them about, I don't know, about -10. So in total, it's looking like Hannibal, who had started out with 900 credits, is looking like 85.95 taken away, so 805 credits still, so he's still pretty wealthy. Masenko, we're looking at 30, 45, 55, 60, 70, so we're looking at 430 on Masenko. All right, so let me mark that up. Credits is 430. Seiko and Hannibal has 805. Okay, good. So they for readied items, spear, and dagger are the readied items here. Neither one of them are getting close to the max readied items yet. Let's see what else we got to do. We probably got to figure out system strain, all that good stuff. I think it's going to be coming up next. So I think we've got our basic equipment list here. So let's go back to our summary of our character creation and total hit point bonus for your weaponry. We've got, did I get that? I think I got that. Okay. Although I did miss one critical thing, which is that bow slinger, you get 1 plus damage on your range. So primitive bow is actually going to be +1 for our good friend Masenko. All right, note down the damage done. Record your armor class. Did I record their armor class? Let me see if I can find a spot other than, I guess you just show it right here is where we're going to do it. Okay. Your beginning saving throw scores. So physical saves against poison, disease, and exhaust are 15 minus the best of your strength or constitution modifiers. So physical is going to be 15 for Hannibal and 14 for because of this dex modifier. Oh, no, sorry, con modifier on Masenko. Now it's going to be evasion, which is dexterity and int. So dexterity and int. We have 14 as well on evasion here, and with Hannibal we have 15 once more because we don't have any. Actually, Hannibal is going to be 15 as well. Masenko is 15 on mental. Okay, so that's the saving throws. All right, I think that should be it. Let me pull back up their character sheets. System strain is your con. It looks like. So let me see. Let's get a little bit more information on system strain because I'm not totally clear on that. System strain. 32. Oh, there's index. Shoot, I didn't even know that was the thing. All right, so let's go to page 32. 32. It's a system strain. 32. Let's see. Let's find it here. So that's mainly looks like it's add to this. System strain is a measure of the amount of system stress, intrusive modifications, and general biological distress or an organism might be suffering. Sonic healing, cybernetic implants, and powerful drugs all add to target system strain. If using a power or drug on a target would make their system strain exceed their constitution score, the effect fails to function. Their body simply cannot adapt. System strain decreases automatically by 1 point after each night of rest. Okay, fair enough. So system strain right now is 0. The maximum is your constitution, I guess your constitution attribute. Yeah, we don't have any spare skill points on these guys. They're each level 1. Their home world, I can go ahead and give the name of their home world. Let's see here. Is it under maps maybe? Nope, sorry. Handouts, here we go. Thorun, I think, is the name of this. Let me pull up my notes here. Yep, it's Thorun. Thorun. Right. I guess one of the things I might do, I might try and kind of draw some faces for these guys and add. I think that'll be kind of neat. So we don't have to worry about their psionics, any of that stuff. Yeah, I think these guys are pretty much ready. Let me save this. Save Masenko, save Hannibal. All right, well, that was a long, drawn-out way of setting up 2 characters. I'm eventually going to, I guess, stream my adventures with these 2 and kind of play out the story on how their story is maybe one day going to interact with my main players, my main friends, my campaign with my friends. But otherwise, I'm going to eventually be doing my own campaign solo. So I'm looking forward to that. Excuse me. Man, rolling up 2 characters takes a lot out of you. If you saw where I did something wrong while I was putting all this together, please let me know, cause uh, yeah, I'm still relatively new to Stars Without Number. I really enjoy the game though. It's so much fun. It's such a good system. It's just really addicting. I really love making characters too. The process of helping my friends make their characters, it was just so interesting because there's so many neat little ideas that you can come up with. But anyhow, we're almost to an hour, and if you've stuck with me this long, then I would at least ask you to like, share, or subscribe. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Please leave me a comment if you enjoyed the video. All right, have a good one.